The blood-red envelope was taped to my front door like a scarlet letter from hell itself. Bold letters screamed, HOA violation, immediate action required. I didn't even need to open it to know who'd signed her name in that perfect, prissy cursive: Gloria Vance, president of Willow Creek Estates HOA, self-appointed guardian of every blade of grass and every ounce of joy in our sleepy Midwest suburb. She had a voice like a fire alarm that never quite shut off, and a helmet of bleached blonde hair sharp enough to slice through common sense. I ripped the notice free and read it out loud on my porch, half laughing, half furious. Unauthorized animal on the community dock. Violation of Section 4.2.1. No pets on common property. Fine, $250. The unauthorized animal? Brutus, a 95-pound black German shepherd wearing a bulletproof vest and a shiny K9 badge. He wasn't some yappy lapdog. He was on active duty, part of the executive protection detail my buddy Derek brought while guarding a VIP event 2 towns over. Derek ran a private security firm. Brutus was literally licensed to be there. I called Derek immediately. "You're never gonna believe this. Gloria just fined me $250 because Brutus was standing on the dock." Derek's laugh boomed through the phone. "The K9 with the federal credentials? Tell me she's joking." "Oh, she's not joking. She's power tripping." That same afternoon I spotted her, Gloria, patrolling the lakeside path like she was head of the Secret Service. Clipboard in one hand, cheap binoculars in the other, sun visor perched on that ridiculous hair helmet. I marched straight up, fine flapping in the breeze. "Gloria," I said, forcing a smile, "you ticketed a working K9. He had ID, vest, the whole 9 yards. State law says working dogs are exempt." She didn't even flinch. "Rules are rules, Ethan. No dogs on the dock, period. Unless he's a certified service animal for a disabled resident, he's a pet. And pets are banned." I stepped closer. "You're finding a security dog doing his actual job. You realize that, right?" She sniffed, adjusting her visor like it gave her moral authority. "We run a civilized community here. One exception, and suddenly every mud in the county is splashing around. Appeal it at next month's meeting if you must." Then she spun on her heel and marched off like she'd just won the Cold War. I spent the next 48 hours turning into a one-man legal SWAT team. I printed Brutus's official K9 credentials, Derek's company license, the exact Illinois statute that protects working dogs, and best part, highlighted page 47 of our own HOA bylaws where it explicitly says working animals performing contracted duties are exempt from pet restrictions. Gloria herself had initialed that revision 2 years ago. Derek overnight a notarized letter on company letterhead that looked more official than the Constitution. And then I remembered something she didn't know. I'd helped install the community security cameras last summer, and I still had admin access. The footage was pure gold. There was Gloria, crouched behind the big hydrangea bush like a budget spy, snapping photos of Brutus with her phone, zooming in, then scurrying away like she'd just busted Al Capone. I downloaded every second onto a flash drive and smiled so wide my face hurt. This wasn't about a dog anymore. This was about Gloria Vance finally getting tangled in the very web of rules she'd spent years spinning. Thursday night the clubhouse smelled like burnt coffee and quiet desperation. I took the front row. Derek showed up in a crisp black suit, briefcase in hand, looking like he'd stepped out of a courtroom drama. Half the neighborhood had shown up, folks who'd been fined for excessive holiday lights, suspicious guest vehicles, and one poor lady ticketed because her wind chimes were too melodic. Gloria swept in 5 minutes late, blazer buttoned to her chin, hair sprayed into submission. She cleared her throat like she was about to deliver the Sermon on the Mount. First order of business, property 214, unauthorized animal on community dock. Fine stands. Homeowner wished to contest. I stood. "Oh, we're contesting." And then some. I plugged in the flash drive. The projector hummed to life. First slide, Brutus in full tactical gear, time-stamped, badge gleaming. "This is not a pet," I said, voice calm. "This is a licensed working K9 performing contracted security duties. Here's the verification letter." Derek handed it straight to the secretary, completely bypassing Gloria. Next slide, the hidden camera footage. Gloria frozen mid-snap, half hidden behind the bush, looking exactly like the neighborhood Karen she was. The room erupted, gasps, then giggles, then outright laughter. Someone in the back yelled, "Is that a stakeout or a stake through common sense?" Gloria's face went the color of her violation notices. "This meeting is not a circus." I cut her off. According to page 47 of the bylaws you personally approved, working animals are exempt. Your initials are right here. I held up the highlighted page. So either you don't know your own rules, or you're selectively enforcing them. Which is it? The room shifted. A retired cop stood up. I got fined last spring for parking my work truck in my own driveway after 7 p.m. said it was unsightly. Another voice. My kid got ticketed for a lemonade stand, called it unlicensed commercial activity. Gloria tried to shut it down. Isolated incidents. I dropped the final bomb. Motion to audit all HOA enforcement and finances for the past 3 years. Sunshine laws give us the right. And while we're at it, let's look at that $18,000 paid to Vance Landscaping Services, a company that doesn't exist. But hey, your sister's last name is Vance, right? Dead silence. Then chaos. Hands shot up. The motion passed 68-3. Gloria sat down so hard her chair squeaked. 2 days later, a plain gray sedan rolled through the neighborhood. 2 guys in polo shirts and badges stepped out, County Financial Crimes Unit. They didn't knock on my door first. They went straight to the clubhouse. I handed them the envelope I'd already prepared. Camera files, bank discrepancies, the works. By evening, the community chat was exploding. Screenshots of Gloria's bush-stalking photos. Memes of her face photoshopped onto a raccoon with binoculars. Someone posted the fake landscaping invoices. Gloria's car was seen speeding out of the subdivision that night. The special removal hearing was standing room only. Gloria didn't show. Her cousin, who definitely wasn't family, sat in the parking lot in a black truck, windows up, engine running, glaring at everyone. Inside, the board looked like they'd seen a ghost. The vote to suspend her was unanimous. 3 weeks later, the indictments dropped. Fraud, forgery, misappropriation of $47,000 in homeowner dues, tampering with public records. Turns out Gloria had been running a cozy little side hustle, paying herself administrative reimbursements, routing money to shell companies, even trying to sneak in an emergency powers bylaw so she could override votes whenever she felt like it. The for sale sign went up on her perfect colonial the same day the patrol cars showed up. She answered the door in yoga pants and yesterday's mascara, trying to slam it shut. The officers walked right in. She never came back out. Last weekend the neighborhood threw an actual party on the green. No agenda, no clipboard, just burgers, beer, and kids running wild. Derek swung by before flying out, clinked a bottle against mine, and nodded toward the dock where Brutus had once stood guard. You took down an HOA dictator with nothing but a flash drive and the rules she worshipped. That's poetry. I laughed. Turns out the only thing sharper than a K9's teeth is a copy of the bylaws in the right hands. The community dock is open again. Kids fish off it. Dogs walk on it. And nobody flinches when they see a clipboard anymore. But here's the question that still keeps me up at night. True or false? The real power abuser was the Karen who weaponized every comma in the rulebook, or the guy who finally used those same commas to send her to court? Drop your answer below. Because in Willow Creek, the dock isn't the only thing that got cleaned up. The whole damn neighborhood finally breathed again.